Hey guys, sorry to keep you waiting. My name's Conveticus and welcome to a discussion video with Cyber Soulgem where we discuss the future of animation on YouTube. Cyber, introduce yourself and what you do.
Hello everybody, I'm Cyber. I do internet videos and live streams, but I also animate. Sometimes. Not really.
Yeah, he does fantastic work. He's currently working on animating the first chapter of the first volume of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the manga. Super excited to see how that turns out. You can reach him on Twitter. Links in the description down below. He has a Twitch. He has a YouTube. Wonderful guy. We've worked with him on the past. Well, I have. We're not a company. Anyway, we discussed Kingdom Hearts.
Kid Venicus company.
Yeah, Kid Venicor. We discussed Kingdom Hearts 3 just about maybe a year ago, or
yeah,
like 8 months.
It was like a year ago, because it was in January, I think, that we recorded.
Yeah, so this is your annual discussion video with Cyber now.
I'm going to do this every year. And
yeah, every year.
25 years from now, we're going to be like, it's the 25th annual podcast discussion video with Cyber.
Well, after the bombs dropped in 2017, we have still done the podcast, even though my arm has shattered in 7 different places.
And Cyber is now a Cronenberg-esque slug creature now. Say hi, Cyber.
Kill me.
End my suffering.
Nice to see you too, Cyber. So today we're going to discuss Kingdom Hearts 3 and when it's going to finally come out.
Yeah, it's been 2040 or whatever, and like it still hasn't released. It's like 2.8.5.7. Okay.
We're releasing 2.65, where you find out about what the Moogle from Hollow Bastion did during the in between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. It's a fascinating story. You grow to love the Moogle.
Very gripping, I gotta say.
Absolutely.
Love that game. Such great gameplay. Like when you sell items. Oh man.
It's more of it's more like a Diner Dash or Cooking Mama, where you have to synthesize all the stuff.
Actually, that'd be a pretty cool game. If Square actually made that game, I'd love it.
Make it on the iOS App Store, and I would download it and play it. I just downloaded Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key because I played it, but then I made a new save file so I actually would follow the story because of Unchained Key or Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. What Unchained Key? I don't know.
Yeah.
It follows some
new
universe. One. Yes, the new one, the 80-minute long CGI film. So, with that side tangent out of the way, animation on YouTube. It has been a large facet of the community for a while. You can go as back as the, what are they called? Awesome Game, or Game Awesome, Egoraptor Awesome Series.
Yeah.
And you can trace it back. Octopimp did some animation when he was earlier on. Rubber Ross, also known as Ross from Game Grumps. Egoraptor, also known as Aaron from Game Grumps. Jellopocalypse. There's a bunch of animators on the site that work their hardest on minute to 2 minute long content. And it used to work. It used to work when the algorithm was based on, I believe it was clicks or
yeah, it was like views. So say for example, it's, I don't know, Blanca made pound cake or whatever the Egoraptor video was. You'd be like, whoa, that was a funny video, just share it to your friend. And then like it's just that 1 minute, it would give Aaron like money, and like all those views and whatnot would just give him revenue. But continue.
And then YouTube has been changing up the algorithm so that now it is the amount of time somebody spends on your channel, I believe. Basically, they want to. I'm using my sources, the game theory video about YouTube's algorithm changing, but
it's
basically they want to.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine, man. This is a discussion. That's what you do in discussions. Didn't you watch the presidential debates anyway?
Yeah. We had a
But
Pokemon go to the polls. I hate that so much.
I hate it too. I hate it too. I still get nightmares of it. Anyway, it is now based on minutes watched. So if you watched, let's say, the H3H3 podcast or this discussion all the way through, I would get much more revenue than, let's say, if you went to Egoraptor's channel and you watched the Blanca Made Pancakes video once. Because YouTube basically wants to turn into a form of Netflix or of video-based content network, which it already is, but it wants to make more money because that's how a capitalist society works.
Yep.
So there are multiple different ways for animators to gain revenue through like Patreon and through you could source it through Twitter and Facebook and try to get ads there, but YouTube is one of the most well used and overall common platforms for people to watch video. And if you use things like Twitter or Facebook, it's going to be covered underneath a lot of other content, whereas YouTube is a bit easier to navigate. So, Cyber, what have your experiences been like with making animation and kind of the growth of your channel, and if you can kind of compare it, or what you think the algorithm has been impairing you with? I know that's a confusing question, but
to be honest, I'm not even sure if I can actually give an answer, because my live streams recently that I've been doing very frequently have like been helping my channel grow. So maybe it's that's been helping my channel grow. But if I only did the animations, which, keep in mind, have been taking me like a good month or months to like upload, and lots of them aren't even on my channel. Like, I did one for a voice actress by the name of Raw Cutie Panda. I did one for the creators of the Abridged series Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 Abridged. So those aren't even on my channel. So even when I do upload them, I wouldn't get any views. I wouldn't get any revenue. And the thing is that even those, they're under a minute. I believe it was Aaron from Egoraptor. He said in like a Game Grumps podcast that whenever he asks someone to make a Game Grumps animated for the channel, he always asks them to make at least 1 minute long, because it's minutes watched. If it's like 30 seconds, they won't get like any views or revenue at all. So yeah,
that explains a lot about my 100-word reviews. I should probably extend those a little bit.
1,000-word reviews.
Yeah, that's just a normal review, because but yeah, the algorithm that is currently working, it kind of screws over the animators who are making shorter, better content versus individuals that post podcasts on their channel, or who post long form content, or even Let's Players like PewDiePie and Markiplier and Game Grumps itself. Because Game Grumps, I think, probably sprouted from the idea of, oh, animation isn't viable anymore, but I still want it to YouTube. Let's make some funny Let's Plays.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that was a factor in it, because at the time, John, he wasn't uploading very frequently. It was like a monthly thing, and Aaron was still animating at the time. So they were like, hey, what if we made a Let's Play channel? Well, first it was like a podcast idea, and they were like, Let's Plays, and like it was like a big cycle. But basically they got to the point where they just made the Game Grumps channel. And then later on, Ross and Danny joined. And the thing is that Ross, he still animates. He's currently working
on Gameoverse.
Gameoverse. He's doing the Gameoverse revival, which I'm very excited for. It looks great so far.
Yeah.
So from what I'm aware, Gameoverse is being funded from the revenue from Game Grumps, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of how it's working so far. So they're making the Let's Play channel in order to pay for animation. And
as well as...
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's totally fine. I completely interrupted you. Continue.
Oh, as well, I'm pretty sure they also use that money to pay, like, the animators for the Starbomb music videos, like, animated by Studio Yada, Grind 3H, etc.
And probably to also support the animators who make Game Grumps Animated that post it on the channel.
Definitely.
Yeah, and they grew from like a one room studio, or it's probably just a room in Aaron's house, to now they have their own business space and they have a bunch of people working on it. So you can even see animation. Egoraptor did animation for years, and with just a couple years of a Let's Play channel where he makes 10 times as much content, if not more, at least 10 times the length of content, they are they're making a whole lot more money. So that kind of gives animators the position like, oh, well, I could work really hard on a couple minutes of content and make less than Leafy makes in a single day on one of his videos, or at least
yo, what up, guys? Leafy here, and yo, those animators, they're not making any cash, yo.
Hey guys, it's Leafy here. Today we're gonna look at the most cringy video. Oh my god, guys!
It's so cringy, dudes.
When I was trying to figure out how my audio was working, I felt completely like Leafy because I don't want to go right up to the microphone and talk like this, and then
that's actually
really
how I tested my mic before we started the call. I was like, okay, let me just make sure that this is recording. So I just went up.
Yo, what up, guys? Leafy here, and today we're talking about some super cringy kids, yo.
Oh boy!
I love how we're talking about animation, then we just start talking about Leafy.
Yeah, well, you gotta make that YouTube. I'll be able to now tag Leafy. Leafy is here.
Dude, we can put him in the thumbnail now.
Yeah. Man, yeah. So, what do you think YouTube could do to help support animators in a further way while also not completely ruining their algorithm? If anything.
So I'm gonna just rip off Newgrounds at the moment.
Okay.
Because lots of animators, they upload to Newgrounds and YouTube at the same time, and that's because Newgrounds kind of works like older YouTube, where it's just like views. And the thing is that they also promote new animations in movies. So just like on their front page, you'll be like, hey, here's this week's Flash animations. You just put it right there for like the top rated animations of the week.
That works well.
Yeah, it's a really smart idea. And like whenever you go to the front page, there are always like these incredibly like well animated, just great animations. There was one that was Mob from Mob Psycho versus Tetsuo from Akira. It is like incredibly well done.
Nice.
There's also a really good plot twist at the end. But,
no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. Just watch it for yourself.
Absolutely.
But it's like incredibly well made. So imagine if that guy posted it on YouTube and like he just only uploaded his animations to there. He wouldn't get any recognition. While on Newgrounds, he got tons at the moment because he got
so kind
page.
Of one thing. So the kind of idea is to kind of create or curate content kind of with like the trending tab, but with animation. So you would the YouTube employees would kind of pick out the top rated ones and
put them definitely. That's how Newgrounds is done. They just like get some moderators and they're like, hey, like this is getting lots of recognition. This is really well made. Let's put it on the front page. That's basically how it works, and I really admire that. Like they put like music videos or original animations, parodies, stuff like that, just on the front page, and it's like, oh, this is really accessible, and you're just promoting this like content creator that probably wouldn't be known at all.
The one issue I can see from YouTube's end is people falsely saying, oh, this is animation, and then getting a top rated video, like one of those Disney animated Siri, I wasn't talking to you. God damn it. But one of the mystery egg opening videos, or maybe they put slight animation in it.
Hey
maybe
guys.
Jello. Let's learn how to make Jello out of Mountain Dew bottles. Yeah, that just gets front page on the animation section.
I want to make one of those jelly bottles, but I mean that's beside the point.
Just dress up as Spider-Man. It's like, you just call up your friends like, hey, can you like dress up as Elsa for me? I'm trying to get famous on YouTube.
Absolutely. Get I mean, with my kind of stature, I could probably be pregnant Spider-Man pretty easy. No.
Oh.
Or yeah, I could. Man, my costumes or my cosplays that I've made, I was like, well, no, I could do 11th Doctor from Doctor Who, or Supernatural, or Dean from Supernatural, or Sherlock, but no kid wants to watch that. Want to watch pregnant Elsa and pregnant Spider-Man meet pregnant Joker.
While making friends with pregnant minions.
Oh, and of course, don't forget the Hulk. You know, the Hulk's very important to that.
Definitely the Hulk. Purple Hulk, to be exact.
Oh, yeah. Then Pink Hulk comes in. It's this whole debacle. It's a very difficult film to watch. It was nominated for 3 Oscars.
Yeah. It was called Egg Opening Expanded Universe. You know, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm really excited to see what they do next in the universe. I've heard, now don't quote me on this, but I heard they're bringing in Shrek into the extended universe of Opening Eggs. It's going to be so great.
The latest ogre, dude. I actually wanted to bring something up that happened last year in the wonderful world of YouTube animation.
All right.
So, I think you know what Frederator is. It's this studio that, for all you people who don't know, they animated like Adventure Time, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Fairly Odd Parents, all that stuff. And they created a YouTube channel called Cartoon
Channel
Hangover.
Frederator.
Well, yeah, they did Channel Frederator as well. That was like for their podcast, and also this thing called Saturday Morning Cartoons, which is also a great way to promote animations. So basically, the idea for Cartoon Hangover was, okay, let's try to make TV quality animations using only YouTube money. And there was a series created by the creator of Adventure Time, Pendleton Ward, and it was called Bravest Warriors.
Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot about that.
It's really good, actually. It lasted... Well, it's currently on its 3rd season. Finally got released, I think, like yesterday. And... Well, I just dated this video. Sorry.
No, sorry.
But basically, last year, they were like, we cannot make any money off of this. Animation's too expensive. So basically, if you want to watch these cartoons, you're going to have to use them on a paywall on a separate site. Pretty much showing that they kind of failed at their basic idea of trying to get YouTube ad revenue from TV quality animation.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, definitely.
And even I know that Bravest Warriors, like, they had a comic book and Loot Crate, and I remember going to Hot Topic, and there was that's what Lady and Catbug are from, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen like pop figures of them, and I've seen stuff at Hot Topic. Even with all of that merchandise, I guess it didn't.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
They said it in their video. It's like, even with the small amount of merchandise money, we couldn't make enough in order to like pay the animation ourselves and just give it out for free. Which really sucks.
If you have a professional company that has other forms of revenue saying that we can't make animation because it doesn't make sense financially on this platform, what is YouTube thinking for its smaller creators? like you, and there's so many fantastic creators. I've been watching a lot of Hamilton animatics, which are basically animations but not as detailed. It's like if you were watching a storyboard but played out in video form.
A animatic.
Yeah, and that's what an animatic is. But there is not a whole lot of fresh animation on the site because YouTube has not been supporting its creators. Now, I understand that YouTube is a company. They need to make money, and with their old form of content, they weren't really making money. Even though there were billions of minutes of content on their site, and I have a feeling that the ad money that I'm seeing, which is very little, is nothing compared to the ad money that was possibly on my videos that YouTube got. They probably get a higher cut of the money than, let's say, or that if I was being paid directly to advertise something.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
So one idea I actually just had is there's kind of what Octopimp does his 50% off show, and now Yowie on the Rocks, which is based off Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice, the abridged series, yeah.
What the one thing that content creators, especially animators, could do is plug things like Loot Crate and Crunchyroll and stuff like that, which everybody does, and I know it's very difficult to get sponsorship sometimes. That's a good way for the bigger animators to help support their revenue, because I know it's going to make a lot more than the ad revenue on a video. However, that does not help people like you, Cyber, or any other fledgling animator, or even people with 10,000 or 1,000 subscribers. I don't think they're going to be able to get those sponsorships, so they're really screwed until they grow.
Actually, on the topic of animators getting sponsorships, the only one I've ever seen is Jaden Animations.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna like try to insult her or anything, but I think that those vlog weekly animations aren't exactly the highest quality type of video that's out there. Okay.
The type of animation where it's not exactly like animation, it's more kind of like the Odd Ones Out, where it's...
but the thing is that Odd One Out, and I respect him, is that in his YouTube trailer he specifically says this is an animation. I call this a moving comic. I'm like, thank you.
I really like Odd Ones Out. He makes some awesome videos. Sorry, continue.
And I'm not trying to like discredit these creators, because I think they're really funny. It's just that I don't like how they're being branded as animation. Anyways, that's basically the only way you could get a sponsorship, is if you kind of fart out a simple animation every single week.
Right.
And that's how Jaden got the, was it Samurai Buyer?
Probably.
Masaki, as her sponsorship, and then she got a second one.
Is that a big joke, or is that actually a thing? I can't tell.
It's an actual thing. iDub started the whole Weeaboo Masaki thing, and then Jaden pushed it. So there we go.
So the guy from the iDubbbz videos is real.
Yes, his name is Masaki.
Okay.
I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation.
Poor Japanese man is like, "Hello, I am Weeaboo Masaki." I'm like,
oh,
poor human being.
Oh boy. All right. But yeah, so getting sponsorships is one way for bigger animators to get ad revenue, or to get revenue in general. But what do you think YouTube could be doing to help support the smaller channels while keeping their current format intact? Because I know one thing, they aren't going to be changing their algorithm just to help support one genre entirely. But what do you think YouTube, besides featuring videos on the front page, what else do you think they could do to help support the animators?
See, the thing with that is that I'm not actually sure what they could do, because if they converted it back to views, then we would just get tons of like clickbait cancer on like the on the front page. It'd be like woman kissing on the street. And there's like boobs in the thumbnail and stuff. That's the kind of stuff that would get on the front page, not quality animations.
Right.
You know,
it's a never-ending cycle.
Definitely. So to be honest, I'm not really sure what they could do in order to like help them. Maybe they could. No, but they wouldn't ask for help from smaller creators. They would just get the bigger ones.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they could do. Do you have any ideas?
Well, let's see. The one thing I was like, oh, well, you could make a different form of like ad revenue for smaller content, but then there's just going to be a bunch of really quick clips stolen from movies.
Hey guys, smash that like button if you like that clip from Avengers: Age of Ultron.
They post every single part of Avengers: Age of Ultron, but it's
like
30
Age of
second.
Ultron part 1, part 2, part 3. It's like 50 parts.
It's 7-second clips so that they can't like, or 6-second clips so they can't really get copyright checked. It's like, oh no, it's fair use. It's just a little bit.
It's like how they released that episode of Rick and Morty on like Instagram, and like they're just no, it was like on Vine, so it was like the whole episode, but it was divided into 6 seconds each part.
That's also, I think there was a We Are Number One video, but it was We Are Number One, but it's just the pilot episode of Danny Phantom, and it was just the pilot episode of Danny Phantom. It wasn't a We Are Number One parody. It was just the episode of Danny Phantom.
They didn't even put like Robbie Rotten's face onto Danny.
I don't know. I just heard about it. They probably something. I don't know. But so, from what I can draw from our discussion, creators of animation are kind of screwed.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good discussion. No.
See ya, everybody.
What they could
that
do
like button.
is
yeah.
what they could do is something like what you're doing. Is I know that you're going to be making reviews and podcasts on your channel.
Indeed.
Thanks to your recent video. And when I was watching that, you were like, "Hey guys, Cyber Soulgem here, and today
No, I
we're
really
going
sound
to."
that depressed.
No, it's more out here depressed.
How's it
Hey,
going,
guys.
bros? Crippling depression here.
I have no. Okay, sorry, I don't want to use that meme.
That item's meme actually.
But you were talking
I have
about
osteoporosis.
how you were gonna.
That's my phone. 1 second. I'm really sorry.
Jeez.
Hello? Hola, I can follow.
Do 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 do.
Oh, no one I cared about. Let's continue.
All right. I'm keeping that in. I'm keeping that in.
Yes, thank you.
I did some elevator music.
It's the
when I was-
hate everything.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. But when I was watching your video, you're like, I'm going to be making reviews and podcasts. And I was like, what do I do on my channel? Reviews and podcasts.
Oh no!
No, I'm
You
kidding.
need to do that.
I was like,
If anything, I meant to like rip off like my other friends.
no, that's
I'm
all
friends
right.
with like lots of reviewers, like Bruce Noop, Mars Reviews, lots of cartoon reviewers. And
So,
I also
no.
kind of wanted to rip off Chris Niosi. He's another animator who's kind of getting by making these podcasty vlogs called Curblogs.
Mhm.
And I was like, hey, why don't I adapt that? And by adapt, I mean rip off completely.
Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-dum-bum. So basically, he just takes a topic, like a movie he just finished seeing, or a game he just played, something like that, and he just makes like a little vlog about it, but it's just like a podcast. And
So there's no cuts. It's just a rambling video.
no, well, no. On the screen, it's not like a face cam thing. It's just pure audio, and on
Oh,
the
okay.
visuals are like a piece of art that he drew.
Oh,
So like
okay.
for Dragon Ball Fusions, when he like reviewed that as a Curblog, it was
Mhm.
like his 2 characters from his animated series Tome doing the
Mhm.
Dragon Ball Z fusion dance, stuff like that. He did like
Nice.
a Star Fox one that was him and like his 2 guests riding in like I almost said X-wings. Why did I say it? I didn't. This isn't Star Wars.
Star Wars, Star Fox. What's the difference?
Yeah, they're
A lot,
basically the same.
actually, but you know.
Oh, what has furries? But yeah, just him riding in the jets. I forgot what they were. I spent a year of my life
R
making
wings,
Smash
right?
Bros.
No.
No, that's thinking of X-wings again. Oh no, it is
Uh,
R-wings. Yeah, you're right.
I told you.
Was it-
Ha ha. I told
Yeah.
them.
I spent a year of my life making Smash Bros. News videos, and I forgot the name of the planes from Star Fox.
Oh, speaking of
I love Nintendo.
speaking of your old news shows, how about that Mighty Number 9?
I think I made a video about that. It was called Thoughts on Mighty Number 9. Didn't you see that with JonTron? JonTron was a guest in that video.
Oh, really? Holy crap! I need
Yeah.
to. I need to
Everyone,
go catch up.
go watch that video and smash that like button.
Oh yeah, smash that! If we can get 10 likes on that video, I am going to jump off the roof of my house.
And I'm gonna fly over there to the United States of America and visit Will, and I'll also jump off the roof with him.
But you have to hurry because there's still 6 inches of snow outside right now. So your fall will be only slightly injuring. Obviously,
Oh,
I went outside and the roof of my house, there was snow. It looked like it had slid a little bit. Like it was like a giant sheet and then it slid. So there was some overhanging the garage. That was fun. But right, sorry, we got on a total tangent, but that's what the podcast format's for.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, basically, if you've ever listened to Sleepycast, you know the tangents are the best part.
So what
Sleepycast.
YouTube could do to help support animators is kind of provide a front page, or at least a very easy to locate topics page, similar to kind of what they have now, but more featured, and you can't really remove it. But for top animations, and then what animators can do is make longer content on top of animation, such as vlogs or reviews, and podcasts.
I
wonder who's doing that.
I'm so sorry, man.
No,
That's
it's fine.
basically
It's
what
fine. No,
Sleepycast Sleepycast was a bunch of Newgrounds and YouTube animators. Well, but when I say YouTube and Newgrounds, I mean that they're the same people and just happen to post on both sites.
Right.
Chris O'Neill, Oni and G, Psychic Pebbles, being Zach, etc. And they all had a podcast, and it was basically like a side thing that they would do in between their work, being like Chris and Zach have, of course, a web cartoon called Hellbenders. It's really top quality.
Sweet.
And Spaz Kid, Corey, and Johnny Utah Jeff, they're both working on a game with Tom Falp, creator of Alien Hominid, Castle Crashers. They're working with him. Yeah, Tom Falp is the creator of the site Newgrounds, so
wow.
they have they know him.
They're working directly with the source.
Yeah, basically. It's like I made spam animations, and now I work for you.
Works out. I wonder what the first discussion was like. Hey, welcome to, thanks for working with me. Yeah, I watched your old Newgrounds video.
Oh, lots of static. Lots of static noise. Why is it lube? Why does it loop?
Oh God, I'm so sorry. And
Corey's just crying in the corner. It's like, I'm sorry, Tom.
I didn't mean to make it that bad. So I think that's all YouTube can really do, and it's an unfortunate truth, but as the algorithm's going to change 5 times the next 5 years, I'm sure of it.
Oh my God, that'd be the worst. It's like
changing.
Wasn't like the new one kind of to get rid of
Leafy.
the news channel? Yeah, Leafy. I was going
get rid of Leafy.
I was gonna say commentary channels, but yeah, Leafy. That's basically what it is.
Sorry, nobody's going to watch this far in the video. If you watch this far in the video, use the word avocado in your comment down below.
Also type in crippling depression.
If you can,
pyrocynical voice.
Okay, so if you use avocado and crippling depression in your comment down below, we will know that you got this far in the podcast, and
or maybe you just skipped ahead because you were bored.
Well, you could have, but you'll get a shout out in the next podcast if you use those 3 words in the comment down below. So with that being said, thank you very much thank you so much, Cyber, for coming to the channel. Please check out his.
It's over already. Whoa.
Well, that was 30 minutes. That was.
Oh, really? Wow,
yeah.
Oh, wow, 35 on the recording.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Flew by.
Yeah. Please make sure to check out his Twitter and his Twitch and his YouTube. He makes a lot of good content.
Don't have to lie.
That's
self-deprecation.
Anyway, check out his content in the description down below. I'll be linking to all of his stuff. And if you are interested in more content like this, if you want to leave a like, I don't want to say smash that like button, but
smash that like button. We're gonna jump off a roof if we get 1,000 likes.
If you leave a like and you share on Twitter and Facebook, it really helps me grow, and then I get more motivation to make more videos, because that's really the only thing holding me back nowadays, which I need to find more motivation. But thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.